I hit the wrong button. Sorry for the little delay button there. Hi, happy Monday. I really do know how to work at the camera. I promise I can make this work. I hope you've had a wonderful weekend. I'm here to make a new page today with 2 4x6 photos about friends. Also, there is someone working on the outside of my house, and he's literally on the other side of that window. So if I got a little spooked, that's why. But hopefully we're all good. Right. Enough of me. Let's get to the desk. Let's look at everything that we have made in September so far. We started with a little bit of every... Oh, that's new. Okay, we're going to see what happens with that. We've got this layout, which was a little bit of something from every single American Crafts collection I ever did. Then we did a little making your own kit from your own stash and made this one with 3 3x4s. And another making your own kit from stash where we focused on a starburst paper and loads of die cuts. Right, and that's a starting point as well, so you can adjust to whatever kind of design you want to do. Then we started in with the kit properly, and we made one back to school layout right here. And then we did this one on Friday, which has 3 little photos plus 1 4x6. So there we are. That's what we've made so far in September. Today we are going to make a starting point, and then I'm going to be putting 2 4x6 portraits on it, but you might use the starting point to do anything you wish. And I can see in the live chat that we have quite the discussion about Simple Stories Book Fair, and that we are really enjoying this collection, and that a bunch of you went out and did this and bought the whole collection kit. Yes? And so the whole collection looks like that. So these pieces that I had here, they're not on the September shopping list, but they're in this collection. Now this one is on the shopping list, but I have a spare. But it is a really nice collection. I really like the color scheme on this. The bringing in the 2 blue greens is just beautiful. So some requests to make sure we use plenty of that. So I'm not going to dive into the bits that are not in the kit just yet, but I am going to pull out what we do have in the kit from Book Fair so that we can get as much from it as possible. So that means we have all of this. So we've done 2 Book Fair layouts already, Monday and Friday last week, both pretty heavy on Book Fair. Obsessed with this collection. Amazing. All right, so is this all my Book Fair from this kit, I believe? Yeah, there's some more Simple Stories, but it's not from that collection. So in the kit, we still have left the bookshelves, which have blackboard, well, green chalkboard on the other side. We have the ledger paper. Now I used some of this side of it and a little bit of the journaling paper, but I still have a whole one to cut into because I definitely love this. I always love a floral on a ledger. Let's be honest. Then we have this stripe with the teal. We've got the journaling cut apart. We've got the sticker sheet where this sticker does not exist for Georgia because the typography made her sad. But otherwise, we are all good. And then we have tags and the various square cut aparts. And this is where we're going to start today because I have a little concept for today's starting point. And it involves these small squares. Now, the number one, this will work for Justine and anybody else as well who doesn't want to do school layouts, because Justine says her kid hates school, doesn't read, so this one is not a winner for her. However, this format of the 4x4 and 2x2 squares fits in a lot of the Simple Stories collections, so you could just do this design with the same format from a different collection. Because what we want to look at are these little 2x2 squares. Let's think of other collections that had 2x2 squares. A lot of Pages American Crafts collection had the 2x2 little paper pads. I think I even have one I can grab here, maybe. Yeah, these. where they're already cut to 2 by 2. So you could use something like that. Oh, adorable. Or you could just cut 2 by 2 squares from scraps. But here's the concept I want to work with today. Do you ever see those layouts where it's like, it's almost always on a plain white background, and they've used a shape like a circle, a ticket, a square, whatever, and they've made a grid, and each little item in the grid is like its own little tiny collage, and then maybe 1, maybe 3, maybe however many of those little squares is replaced with a photo. Now, I always love how these layouts look, but I don't make them because I don't often want to take my photos down to a teeny tiny little square. So today I want to play with the idea of tiny little 2 by 2 spaces on the layout, but I'm going to put it with big photos, 2 4 by 6s, and I'm not going to go on plain white. I'm going to go on my equivalent of plain white, which, you know, is ledger or grit or something like that. So I think we might want to go cream for the background, but I do have it in a white background too. So that could be our first decision. Actually, do you like it brighter? Might do. Should I let that be open for a poll while I do my speech today? So we're going to see what we could do with that same sort of idea, but not going down to tiny photos, because that works for some artists and I love it, but it doesn't work for me. Maybe it's my vision, I don't know. I just want the photos to be a little bigger. It's really rare that I go very much smaller than 3 by 4, and going like tiny enough to put it on that square would really be usually too small for me, unless it was something like I'm going to do a whole bunch of those and you get a feeling from overall. Nikki says, which background gives you joy? Honey, this is my favorite background pack in the history of the world. It's like, does it have a date on it? No, I want to say it came out around like 2008. When there was a big scrapbooking warehouse distributor kind of thing that went into administration, I went and bought all of them that they had, not to resell, just to keep for myself. And I have opened a fresh pack today. So I have all 4 of those options, and I love them all very much, and they give me great joy. So I'm happy with that. I wouldn't let you pick if you were going to make me pick something I didn't like. I don't do that. So don't worry, you're good. All right, so let's start a poll. Which background with book fair? White, off-white. See, Georgia knows what I mean. She sees a ledger paper in a collection, she just buys it. Elaine says, what about Instax? And Katie said, not Katie, Carrie says, what about little photos for a preview page? Yes, to both. To be honest, Instax, when I go back, I do have some Instax minis on full 12 by 12 pages, but I prefer them in smaller albums. So like WB has an Instax mini, and he tends to keep his stuff in a 6 by 8 album, and I feel like the ratio then works really well. But I have a few pages where I have Instax minis, and when I flip to them in my album, I don't love the balance. They feel too small, and like it's a lot of paper and not a lot of photo, and that's totally a personal balance thing. I have now used 4 by 6 and 3 by 4 as my bread and butter for so long that when I vary that, I do really have to justify it to myself because it changes up a lot. It's a big style deviation. So there we go. But I do love an Instax photo in real life. Like I love the aesthetic. I just feel like a single one on a 12 by 12 page it gets a little lost. That's all. Right, I do like the preview idea. I've used tiny little squares for things like parade photos, because I can take a million parade photos and I have trouble playing favorites and picking which ones I like best. So there we go. All right, so you guys are going to vote on that while I do my speech. Hello, my name's Shimelle. I teach online scrapbooking classes, design scrapbooking products, and help you use them to tell your stories in a creative way. It's not just my hobby, it is my job, and that means anytime you scrapbook on the internet, it's considered advertising, and legally I need to make sure you're aware of that. So thank you for coming to watch my hashtag advertising. I appreciate you being here, whether you are live, chatty, watch from Tomorrowland, quiet, craft, don't craft, think about coming back to craft, or picking up something new. You are totally welcome here. And in the description box with this video, you'll find all the links under the sun that you might need, including you could join in the class that's just started. It's called Just Joy, and it's all about scrappy things that can bring us joy, make us super happy. But also, it's not about just what makes me happy. It's about looking at what each of us finds joy in. So with every layout I show you, I'm finding the things that I really love and the things that bring me great joy. But then I have a little list at the end of each one so that you can pick the things that would maybe differ. So maybe you do like really tiny photos, and that's what's going to bring you joy. And this is going to help you highlight the things that you really love, because I'm not a teacher who just wants you to copy me. I really want you to be able to embrace your own style and make things that you love and will cherish for a long time. So that's where we are. You, of course, can just copy if that's what makes you happy and that brings you joy, but I always want you to make sure that you leave my class feeling like you can keep on going with your own thing and just be happy and creative and all those things. Right. That's enough. Oh, you're kidding me. How loud is that going to be? It's literally my windowsill. Okay. Well, I can't do anything about it, so hopefully I'll just talk loud enough that you can hear me. I'm sorry that the buzz is going to be there in the background. Enough of my face, because my face is not quiet when it comes to being like, oh no. So my face is never quiet, let's be honest. Let's go. All right. What do we decide? White. All right, let's go, let's go. We're gonna go for the bright white. So we have this. And, oh my goodness, he's so close. Justine is like, the show must go on. That's right. The show must go on, darling. It really must. In this house, that's what we do. He's sanding. I recognize that noise. Yeah. So it's all the wood on the outside of the houses. They are, well, the original thing was they need to be sanded back and painted, but of course, really, when you start sanding back, you find out how many bits of the wood are rotten. And it's not just our house, it's the whole row, because it's this thing about, we live in a listed building, so you have to follow all these rules. You can't change what your house looks like or anything. I mean, some of you know about, I can only have decorations for 24 hours on Halloween. I can't have a wreath on my door in December. Because the rules say it's got to look the way it looks. Now, there are some things that people rebel about, and it makes me giggle. Like we're not supposed to have any plants in front of the front door. Oh, you can just walk down the row and be like, these people are following the rules, and these people have, well, and hilariously, there is one that is a literal olive tree. There's a protest olive branch. So funny. So yeah, that's the one place where people are like, what do you really think? But we can't like change the color of the house or anything like that. But because we have the 24-hour decoration rule, like because you're allowed to have decorations for like a party or something. So for Halloween, most years I am ready. Like the morning of Halloween, I'm like, here we go. Bats all over the front door. I'm ready. And then they just have to be down by the next morning. It's fine, 24 hours. Okay, so we have 9 of these. And the interesting bit with this sort of design is that you don't really, oh, are we focusing? Okay, the new focus on the camera, I've got a new camera. It's interesting. So I might need to play this back to see if I need to finish anything else. Sarah, I'll have a look at that for you after we finish today. By the way, Nikki, you're still on my list. I just need to spend a little time on yours because there's something going on funky with your account, but I'll get it fixed for you tonight. Let me write down Sarah's name so I know that too. Okay, you are written down, Sarah. Got it. All right, so I have 9 of these, but the trick to making the little collage kind of thing is that you don't just use the square, right? So we might want to add in some other things here. But let's look at how much room 9 of them take up and how we might fit photos in. So this is a starting point, so I don't really want to put the photos straight in because I want you to have some freedom, but I'm also going to use some just so that we can see spacing, and then I just won't be sticking them in so that we can look at different options. But we got some photos of WB with his friends. And I know this is school themed and I'm doing back to dance school, but that's okay because that's like back to school in our lives. So 2 4x6 take up like that much room. Could we do? We could definitely do a row above and a row below. That doesn't really get what I was hoping for. Handy that the new dance studio space is also black and white like their uniforms. Can't do a full frame either. Okay, let's check them out for a minute. I know I can't duplicate that. I only have 8, but I can, or 9, sorry, but I can get an idea here. Okay, so if I did that, oh my gosh, every time it makes me jump. The photo's there, journaling box and a title here. Oh my goodness. So what do we think? I think 2 rows is probably the best way to do it, but it is going to be a different feel, but I don't know how I would have ever imagined that it could be the same feel as tiny photos. So I don't know what I was thinking there. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. We make 2 rows of the tiny little 2x2 collages, and then that's the starting point, and then we look at what we can add in the middle. Does that sound logical? Right. Georgia hosted a crop over the weekend, and it sounds so exciting. Yes. All right. Okay. So we need to decide which of these we're keeping. Oh, the focus is going over and over again so much. Okay, hold on. I haven't changed the software. Oh gosh, that is not cool. Right, I know what I have to do, but I need the step stool in order to do it. You're gonna come with me on a field trip because I can't leave that microphone just next to the sanding or whatever they're doing. Right, hold on. I'll have to get a step stool because I have grown in my maturity and I no longer stand on a bucket. And those of you who've been around a while will remember there was certainly a time when I used to just stand on a bucket. And it was a tiny bucket. It was a decorative bucket. It was definitely not meant for standing on. It was so small it didn't have a warning sticker to not stand on the bucket. And everybody would gasp that one day the bucket was going to die. But I was fine, I was fine. Okay, so I think I need to be able to just set this focus once. Oh my goodness, it is so loud. How bad does it sound there? Because it is crazy. Come on, lock that focus. Okay. Oh, that didn't lock it because when I moved my hand up, It followed. Okay, and the noise together is not, oh, that might have done it. But it hasn't. Dang it. It's the same software. I don't know why it's changing so much. I don't want you to be seasick, but I'm pressing the button that used to lock it, and that no longer is locking it. And the sanding is going to drive me out of my ever-loving mind, so we're just going to have to move on. I'm going to make sure that that we are okay. Right. I'll make sure that I learn how to do the lock, the focus lock for next time, because, yeah, let's scrapbook. Otherwise, my brain is going to melt out my ears. All right, so here we are. So which ones of these are very school, like actual academic school, and don't work? This one. And I don't know about the apple and the worm. And okay. So I think those three are out. The owls are maybe yes, maybe no. So let's look at what other papers then we can add into those spaces. So let me take the ones that we had already cut into. So that's this one, and we can definitely do multiple pieces from this. Let me just actually double check that they are truly 2 by 2. Yes, they are. Oh my goodness, Georgia is doing interpretive dance to the sanding trumpet. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's so close, but it's not 2. It's like a 1 3/4. Okay, so we'll do another bit here. It doesn't mean that it's not going to be useful in the little collages. So we're good. All right, so we've got that. We got these to work with. What's the other side of these? Oh, stars. Okay, I really like the booklet, and I want to make sure that works, but I'm not, neither of these have to be this way. So, all right. I feel like one of these needs to come up. Oh, sorry. Like that. I need to get yellow up here somehow. Let's find something yellow. Right. Stars just go well for me. Yes, I do love stars. Right, so there is a yellow here. This is the B side here. Oh, or I could turn that into a 2 by 2 with the yellow. Let's have that. I know. Do the pencils deal with dance class? It's a stretch, but they do take notes, so it's okay. All right. Jolene's going to do this layout with Simple Stories True Colors. It's like a mix of songs, Jolene. Jolene and True Colors. Could do a whole playlist. Okay, so let us take this box and then cut to what we need. Okay. So Georgia says, would you mind if I made a crop thread in the group for people to post where they have them so we can save to featured? Yeah, you can start one like that. that's fine. Yep. Trying to decide which side of this I want. I'm gonna go in the middle because of where the colors are. How annoying is that? And I got the colors I wanted. Okay. So I think I want a tiny, sorry, I'm probably off camera. I want to save just this little strip of the colors in the same order to go into the collage. And then I'm going to turn that around to get my 2x2 box. No, UK Scrappers is gone. It closed down. Now, looking at the two, look, I end up with yellow, yellow, aqua, aqua. So I need more variety there. So we could swap here. And then maybe I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Swap there. Okay. I need to make sure I bring some orange up here, but I do have this orange and that orange, so I'm not like completely removed. But I think that is the 2 lines that I needed. All right, let's do some inking, and then to figure out where the base squares go, and then what to do with each base square. We're gonna make it work. 10 little collages. Justine's like, I need a crop in my village. All right. Georgia knows of monthly crops in Enfield, Warrington, Winchester. Hers is only 3 times a year. And a friend wants to start one in Hereford, but she hasn't had enough interest to make it happen. Rebecca still goes on an annual retreat with friends from her UKS team back in the day, and they have been doing this for 13 years. I love that. All right. Okay, I'm gonna breathe about that sander. Okay, so if a photo takes up like that much, I want to be around there. No, I want it to be even, so 1, 2, 3 lines, 1, 2, 3 lines. Okay. And then we need to look at how we space them here. And you could be as precise or wonky as you wish. I don't know how they do this job and not just like be driven mad. It's so loud. And my desk is like vibrating because it's coming through the wall and the floor. I tried bribing the workmen with cake. They're not actually working for me, so I think it could be problematic. All right. I just think it's funny that literally they haven't been doing this all day. And then as soon as I went live, they started. They've been doing other jobs that were not so loud. Okay, so I have 1 row there. We'll do the top. Now I'm going to eyeball it, but if you don't like eyeballing it, use your ruler or straight edge. It's no big deal. You can do it. Oh yes, I'm sure they have earplugs and defenders and all of that. Yeah. But still, just the... I mean, there must be an element of getting used to certain things, because when we were doing all the work on the house and we were sanding stuff, at first I was like, it hurts my teeth so much just to sand things. But I got used to it by the end. Okay. No, where'd that go? Carrie's got earbuds and she says it's not coming through the mic nearly as bad as I would think. Okay, good. Because it's crazy here. It's really hard to concentrate. Okay. Now, that's 10 little squares. Let's make 10 little collages or things. Oh yeah, Jolene says thick paper has now ruined me from using old stash. I have to layer it onto thicker paper, for sure. I did actually pull out a sheet of ledger that was old Making Memories, and it's so thin. And I was like, oh, I'm only going to put it on something else, so I might just break open a new pack of scenic root. It's fine. A new pack of an old product. Okay, things we can do. So let's have the sticker sheet, because easiest way to make something is like you have a square like this and then you put a sticker popped in the middle of it. So we can do things like that. We also have the die cuts. And which of these little florals is small enough? So we have some small ones. The small ones are conveniently all falling out for me, so that's nice. Because these are too big. That one is maybe small enough. Okay, those are too big. Oh, we had another 2x2 here. Oh, it's another owl. Okay, you can just stay there. That's fine. There's some more little flowers here. And we've got our dots. Okay. Take these puffies out. The take note 2x2 square has a sticker you could pop dot. Oh, this. Oh, because I could just bring it on top. Boop. You're right. Could do that. Okay, let's look at largest first. So I think these would be the biggest thing that I would consider. They're actually, okay, those are too big. Unless you're looking at like cutting it down like that. And so this one is a no, because that's a whole one with a pencil and it's just not going to work. But I wonder about bringing the flower in. So what I'm going to do is take the flower and cut a 90-degree angle. So now it goes in the corner. Yeah. And then we're going to ink all that. Like this, okay? And maybe we repeat that here in pink or green. I like the green. Okay. And so some things can come outside the box, which is nice. So we'll add the olive green leaf up at the top, and then a colorful leaf down here. Just tuck it there and let it go off the corner. That one. Does it need multiple leaves? They're two different. Yeah, each one is very different shape. So if I want to go with a bigger leaf, it's got to be this one. And that takes us off the edge there so that we do the same. And Nikki's like, always be outside the box. Yes. All right. So I don't think I'm going to cut into these big ones now. That is fine. I'll kind of put these over to the side in case you need to come back to them. We've got that stripe, which I'd like to bring down here to the opposite side. Pop that at the very bottom here. Let's look at what's here. Oh, we could change the color of those glasses. All right. This one is really big, but it might work. If not, then I'd put it with the photos. How big is it? Oh, it looks nice there. Which owl am I covering? Do I go here or here? Top, left, or bottom, right? What do you think? Sorry, little owls. It's just worked out that way. Nikki says cover the red one. Yeah? We're agreeing with that? Okay, everybody's saying red. So, okay. That owl has gone. Now, other little things that we could put in here. So we can do little tabs. What color do I need to bring here? Let's bring in the polka dot. Yeah. Okay, so maybe we change up what's going there. Okay. Yep. I'm going to do a little text piece on the stars. I'm going to overlap with the little stripe at the bottom. A bulldog clip. There are bulldog clips on here. Okay, bulldog clip. Do I just have the one? No, I have two. Two? Three. 1, 2, 3. Hiding. But yes, this is the right kind of place to be able to use them. needs to go to the top. So we're going to go here. And then the third one could either come down here or it could go into the middle, but I think for now I'm going to just bring it down here. Georgia did it. They did a swap box at their crop, and all she took was one basic gray piece of paper. She was very restrained. Which piece of basic gray, though? And then what I'd like to put underneath at least these two clips is one of these stickers. So let us see. Let's have this one. These are not cut in the right place. No fault of the designer. It's annoying. I've had it happen too, and I don't enjoy it. Why did I do the clips first? I don't know. Because I can reposition, so I will. All right, that one there. And dun 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 dun. Okay. Can you hear them talking out there? Oh, Basic Gray Highline. Excellent collection. That's Kelly Berkey for Basic Gray. We like that. We like that. Yeah. Be Classy from 2013. It's a gorgeous collection. Right. Let's have... Well, I don't like the color of that one. I like the phrase, but not the color. Let's bring in the red. Oh, you could use the making friends, but cut off making to just have friends. That's a good call. Okay, so we might put that somewhere too. Oh, I could go here. This is going to be grumpy with me. If you've just joined, I'm really sorry about the focusing issues today. I will get it fixed for Friday. Right. Now, what else might we include? So I think, yeah, let's just give this one some dimension by taking the same piece of art in sticker form and popping it up with Poppios. By the way, if you want next month's kit or if you want to get Christmas supplies, both those shopping lists are linked in the description box so that you can get prepared whether you are shopping or grabbing stuff from your stash. Either way, totally cool. Okay, so we got a little bit of dimension there. Let's have a look at these stickers to see if there's anything else here that really feels... Oh, there was another binding clip. A bulldog clip. If there's anything else here that's feeling particularly useful for dance school. So I've got those two little stars. They're definitely coming in. And maybe, I don't know if I should do that twice. How big is this? Is it bigger than the owl? Not quite. I think that's my sign to say no. Because I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted two of them. Okay, so let's take some little pieces And now look at where they can go. So we'll take these little stars. And they'll go around that notebook. We can I think let's go to dots and puppies. So we've got, let's have the best up here. You rule the best. Let's have you've got this, and then a love this there. Let's have I like the idea of this going along there, maybe. But maybe just there, not two of them on the same page. Okay. And then we've got these teeny tiny little polka dots. There's another star. Oh, you're right. There's another star. Okay, thank you. There. See how this has little dots in the design? So I was thinking I could take 3 and go like extend the dots that are there with dimensional ones. Oh, Mr. Owl, what are we doing with you? Like that, I think. Do I want a little arrow? Yeah. We could do an arrow here. All right. So things that don't have stuff. There's nothing on this yet. I think this needs like some letter stickers. Maybe I put the name of the dance school here. Shall I do that? And some little letter tiles. So what color might we have here? Speaking of true colors, but that one didn't have tiles, did it? Nope. It did not. No. Okay, in this particular set of sticker books, either don't have tiles or the tiles are cream rather than white. So we're going to get something else. Oh, I know what would work. They're not tiles. They're thickers, but they're teeny tiny. Do you remember these from Paige's Halloween collection last year? Yes, that's why it keeps saying Mr. Owl, because all owls that have kind of any sort of personification going on there, I tend to think of them as Mr. Owl from the Tootsie Roll Pop advert. Yes. Nope, that's not going to work, and I don't want them to get smushed. There we go. Oh, this drawer needs help. Okay. that it? Or should I stop trying to make them centered? How does that look? See you later, Susan. Oh, Campaign has used all the holographic ones. Okay, so we've got that. This needs help. So what else might we bring in there? These are all going to be too big. Like that. And then, because that then brings black into this little collage, let's take the other side here. Like that. Oh, let's do enamel dots rather than puffy stars because I'm kind of overdoing the puffy. We need something different. Okay, so we could bring in little turquoise collection there. Yellow on this one. Yeah. Red. Where else? I think this needs turquoise. Yeah. How many sets of dots is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Both turquoises up here. Oops. You keep coming back to yellow here, so let's go for it. Yeah, this is a lot more detail than I normally would do in a live stream, but that's why I thought, no, let's change it up a little bit. Okay. What do you think needs more still? Because we've got mist to put on top. What are the smallest flowers here? Because we could pop another flower. What's the smallest one? Oh, it's pink. Maybe. Yay! I'm glad this is giving you a new idea for cut-aparts. Gina says she just wouldn't have thought about this. Yay. Okay, little flower with some papillos. We'll bring that one in here because we've got a little set of dots in that one, but we don't want to put dots here. We'd have dots, dots, dots. So we'll do that one differently and put a little floral piece in there. Do we think we're ready for mist? Oh, I could use those to do 2025 down here somewhere. Assuming I still have plenty of numbers. Yeah, I do. Haven't used them at all. kind of wonder about putting them like almost entirely off the box, so it's just here. Yeah. And then one more there. Okay, the holographic means I don't particularly want gold mist. So we're gonna go with something else. Maybe the rose gold, because although I haven't used pink a lot, there is a little bit of pink throughout this. So just the saltwater taffy, I think, is a winner. Now, the plainest ones are this one. That one has a little bit more to it. So do I need maybe to bring in the puffies to this little bit here? It's 2 stars, not hearts. Don't know. Where should they go? No. That way. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Saltwater taffy mist gets all the thumbs up from Gina. She's very excited about this. Shook up. Yes. Let's get these. Careful I don't make Elton John glasses. You act like these children would not idolize Elton John glasses. You may want to adjust your your expectations. Okay, so we're going to go up to the top here. And then we're going to go across here, but let's Maleficent is growling at me as we speak. There you go, darling. You're fine. Okay, so this is the starting point. So let's get that square and take our little picture. Oh, I haven't tried it on here, so let's see what happens. Oh, let's see. It's different. Oh, I don't want that. How weird. Just accept it and move on. It used to just like be instant, but it's not instant now. Let's see if there's a way to set that back in settings. Okay, so that's the starting point. 2 rows of 5 2x2 collages. And now we move on. So I'm going to put 2 big photos in the middle with a journaling box and a title. But you know what you could do? You could still do teeny tiny photos and do way more little boxes. You really could. Yes? So I hope that this is one that people will give a try, and then we'll see all different versions. So I'm going to take the photos and put them on one mat now, and then work in this space. There we go. Yeah, okay. So let's figure out what can we put that on. Annoyingly, I have cut this too much, so I can't do that. Well, I could. Do I have a second one of that? No, I don't think I do. Could do the olive green. What else do we have in this kit? We have Oh, Jolene says thumbs up. And Sherry messaged me after Friday's video to remind me that I did not remind anyone to give the video a thumbs up. And you know why? Because I talked a lot about taking the class, and I thought, this probably be enough of me being pushy. So here you go. Jolene says thumbs up, and I say take a class. Yeah, it's good, it's good. So we could put them on wood grain, but that's not really my plan. Collage papers are not where we're going. Neither is that. Okay, now let me see what colors were in that background pack that I was supposed to have that I don't have. Because we could do that, but also what is in the rest of Book Fair. B-sides. Because if you see one and you're like, yes, use that. Oh, I could use the red because I used the other side of it already. Oh, heavens. Or did I? Did I use the A side or the B side? Let's look. Yeah, I already used it as an A side. So shall I just put them on red? Because that's the other side of this, but I've used it. I'm going to sneeze. Hopefully I got to the microphone in time. Okay. So let's just pop that to the side so I don't mess any of it up. Oh, and Georgia says, use the links to buy stash. Even if you just need to stock up on stuff, you can always use the same affiliate link that takes you to the shopping list. You don't have to buy from the shopping list, but like if you've got to buy the things that we tend to think of as the boring necessary purchases, like page protectors, adhesive, new album. If you are putting all your layouts in a stack and not getting an album, please buy an album. It really upsets me. Like, I have an actual reaction when people post, like, I have done 400 layouts, but I've never bought an album. Please buy an album. Just keep the pages safe and so they can be looked at. You put all of that beautiful work into it. Let people see it and keep them from being busted. So, yeah. Buy an album. Anyway. If you got to buy any of that sort of stuff, you need a new plate for your die cutter, or you need, I don't know what else. You need an ink pad. All of that sort of stuff, you can still use that. And I just get a little commission back, which makes the YouTube stuff work because I don't put ads on here. I don't know if you notice. I think you do, because when I do put them on, everybody goes, whoa, there's ads. There's not normally ads. And so that's the situation. It works much better for me if we can do shopping through the links and me not have to turn the ads on, because the number of ads I have to put in to make it worth anything is crazy, and you all do not want to watch so many ads. It's at the end. Just about. I feel like the last inch of that one doesn't want to come off. Okay. It's okay. I put refills in a sensible place. Sarah, buy some albums. She's like, don't look in my room. Okay. No judgment, Sarah. You're all safe here. It's a safe space. But if they're in stacks, does that mean that nobody ever looks at them ever? And are they safe? Because if I stack them, eventually, like, it doesn't take very long until they're getting busted. They're going to get bent. It's more about creases and curves and bending than about stuff falling off. I mean, sometimes stuff falls off. Oh, Sarah says it's not just buying the album part. She does do that part. It's putting the layouts into the album that she's rubbish at. Can I teach you my secret? Because I used to be rubbish at it too. It's, there's a name for it, and the name has just gone from my brain. But the concept is that to form a new habit, you tack it on to an existing habit that you already have. So if you already finish a layout and take a picture of it, you're not done yet. now, as soon as you take the picture, then you put it in the page protection and put it in the album, and then you're done. Yeah. So whatever it is that you do last, you have to connect that to putting it in the album. Yeah. Kelly's got the name for it. It's called habit stacking. Yeah, those of you knew it. Yeah. So you tack it on, you stack them up, and then you know that you've added it in. Make sense? Okay. Pam, we fooled Pam today. She slept in, and it looks like she didn't miss too much because we made 10 of these teeny little collages. So that took forever. So there we go. So yeah, just change the end of the habit. If what you finish with now is taking the picture and placing it on the stack, you're going to take the picture and put it in the album. But if you're not good at taking a picture, then don't tack onto that. You got to tack onto something that you already do. Yeah. It's, this stacking thing can be done for very basic things as well. So, if you brush your teeth without fail, but you always kind of skimp on flossing your teeth, you have to stack them, and then you're good. Yeah. Elaine's like, so I shouldn't stack the layouts on top of my printer? Oh, no. So you don't have to be perfect, because what I do is, remember, I'm showing you that stack for the whole month. So they sit on top of my silhouette, which, yes, means I'm not cutting with the silhouette because I have to take stack off. So I'm not perfect. But they sit there because that means they're directly behind me and I can show them to you. But when I get to the end of the month, they're going into the album so that I know what I have. It does also then prevent accidentally scrapping the photo more than once most of the time. But we all know I scrapbooked that photo of me in a sequin dress at Batu, all Star Warsy, twice. And both times I went with very similar color scheme and even the direction of the composition. Like, they're very different pages, but they were similar. I was like, oh, whoops. Yeah, Sarah says she stacks hers on top of finished albums in the bookcase. Sarah, the finished albums are saying, please don't stack on top of us because now no one can see us. So if you got the new ones in an album too, you're double winning. Let's gamify this to whatever degree we need to. All right, we need some title. Now, obviously, I could just journal straight onto this, but I also might not want to do that. Okay, so what could we have here? We could have the Reach for the Stars one. I like that. Oh, hold up. Nikki has been putting it out in the album as soon as she's done. You can be as smug as you want, Nikki. You are the best of us. It's all good. I've got stickers on my scissors. I've got stickers on my scissors. My scissors won't work if they're sticky. Okay. Lorraine loves it and is definitely going to use this idea. Yay, thank you. So when you see inspiration and you're like, oh, I love that layout they did, but the photo is really tiny, you can still take inspiration from it. Yeah? Or you can look at mine and be like, I would prefer it with tiny photos. And now you know what you need to do. Okay, I think we're better now. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. I have an idea for what this and this. I'm going to save them for something, but it's going to be like, I think it's going to have to be November. Might sneak into October. But WB's got a project coming up that is going to involve a lot of books. And so I think I might use it for that. Whoop, whoop. Pam is also getting a gold star for getting stuff straight into an album. I will say, when you, even if you're not don't even worry about what order you're putting them in, and you just have an album that's next to your desk that then as soon as you finish the layout, it can go into the page protector and into the album. Because it feels weird to have like 1 or 2 layouts in an album, it makes me scrap a little bit more prolifically because I really like that feeling once you can see enough layouts in the album that you're like, ooh, I am getting stuff done. And so I'll keep at it because that's so nice. So yeah, that might help some of you. Some of you might be beyond this help, but I do have faith because I did at one point have an album problem, and then I fixed it, and I have so much more joy that things are in albums. So there we go. Georgia says there's no order in her albums. You get yesterday, 12 years ago. It's fine. It's like a mystery on every page. Carrie wants to do this design with Disney squares. I applaud that album. Rita needs more albums, so in the meantime, she's using boxes, but you know where to go to get some albums. Yay. Yeah. Caroline loves putting the finished layouts in albums. She doesn't photograph or post them, so that's okay. You don't have to photograph or post them. That's up to you. Okay, so we had that, but I wanted one to write on as well, maybe. Oh. So we could repeat, and we could have all the stars over here. George is like, I can't be hashtag organized in all respects. She's human. She's human. After all. Okay. Do a little gathering of tags over here, I think. But I feel like now I need something red in the middle. It's not coming from there. No. Okay. Oh. There is a border sticker that's red. I think actually I just need smaller red, and that's fine. Okay, we'll do that. But I need a third piece here. I need a third tag. I can't do 2. It needs to be 3. So we could bring in... So we could keep the coloring all the same. Let's try it. Bring in this clock. I'm not planning for the text and the clock to show, but actually they start lessons super early, so if it does, that's fine. Okay, so we're going to end up with 3 like this, and we're going to put something there. No, go for a colorful one, but also maybe a whole, like, yeah, tuck it under. I think that works. Okay. I've lost my journaling space. No, it's coming back. Don't worry. We're good. We're good. Okay, so we're going to put that like this. We're going to start up here. And we're going to angle. I know it's shocking, but we're going to angle just a little bit. Then we're going to take the journaling piece and we're going to bring that over to here. Now, yes, that's annoying, so I'm going to fix it in just a moment. Maybe we put this under there. Yeah. We need to ink the top. We need to ink all of this one, but definitely the top so that we have some contrast line against the solid aqua. We're still going to angle, but we're going to make it pretty small. And then to get this, here's what we're going to do. We're going to cheat. We're going to cut a hole. All done. Okay, and then this one. Now, I don't want that little bit to show, so we have to come back in somehow here. Like that. Okay, so then we need another floral piece down here. That's really big. Yellow. Like that, you think? I think that works. I think that works. Okay, so let's ink all of those. No, George's husband, the agricultural engineer, is now being blamed for the failure of the washing machine because the grain is sprouting in the cycle. Amazing. What a wild world we live in. Okay. Trying to decide over, under. I know that's going to come off the edge of the page, but I think that works. Yeah? Committed. Okay. Definitely we'll need to find some twine here, but we can do that. Journaling can go in here, and a little bonus, if you wanted a little bit of extra space, you could use a horizontal line here, go one line all the way across there, and one line all across here, it'll frame really nicely. But we might want a little tab or something on here, so let's have a look back at the sticker sheet. So I'd like to use this one to bring the full color scheme back in on the other side of the photos. He's older than both his friends here by a whole year. Whoops. Oh no, not quite a year here. Like 9 months. That's fine. That makes it so much better. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, and I was looking at like phrase stickers here. To bring, but I've got the colors back in now, so actually I'm quite happy with that. I think I'll leave that. Okay, but dots. Okay, but dots. Let's bring the red to this side by way of dots here. don't have a tiny yellow left. I must have messed up somewhere. But I've got yellow right there, so actually that's okay. Okay, so we won't put dots there. Have we got something little on the, do I have any stars left? Just hearts. I don't really want to put hearts on this one. No. Okay. Oh my goodness, Corey. Her 19-year-old got mistaken for 12 yesterday. Oh, she's an amazing 19. She's not 12. She'd be an epic 12, but she's definitely a 19. All right, so I think that's it aside from twine here. And I might add in a little plain label here to get their names in. Actually, maybe this one I could write on, so I'll just layer the labels. Oh, Jolene's boy who goes to the same university that I went to is 5'4.5", and you can't forget the half. That's adorable. I mean, I definitely went through a phase where I didn't let anybody forget the half. Okay. Right, Nikki says, design question. The top row of boxes isn't connected to anything else in the page. The bottom row now is with the flowers. Yeah. And that's okay. Is it deliberate? I'm aware of it, but I knew that this row would always connect because if I put anything like this on the top of them, which I was putting stuff on the top up here, then it's going to connect to what's in the middle. But I don't have as much that hangs down off the bottom. I only have this. So I'm okay with that having a nice clean line across the top. Yeah, I wouldn't say that it's super deliberate, but I am super aware of it. Like I knew what was happening. And you could certainly take this behind if you feel like it needs to not be over the top, or you could move the whole cluster up, but I wanted to move it down as far as possible to have as much writing space left. Yeah? Gina said she was a little iffy about this one at the beginning, but she loves it now. Yay! So this is one where you could do so much with this space in the middle, depending on what kind of photos you want to use, how many. You could make it quite minimal. You could make the photos small and have way more collage. You can do all sorts of things like that. You can keep it just like I did, or you could keep it with the two photos here, but keep the line here, not add these tags, and just have like a title in stickers or stamps here. You have lots of different ways that you could finish this starting point. So I hope that you give it a go and you enjoy. And of course, yes, I've used Simple Stories Book Fair, but you don't have to use this collection. You could use plenty of different things because one, there are lots of collections that have 2x2 squares, or you could just cut things from your stash down to 2x2. So it would be a great stash dive, kind of like you got a scrap basket, just grab a whole bunch of things that make a color scheme that you like. This worked out really easily because their uniform is black and white and also the studio is black and white. So we got a lot of black and white here, and that meant I could put any color scheme I wanted to. Handy. So there we go. So thank you very much for joining me today. I'm so glad that you're here. Now, if you want to make stuff like this with me and have a more focused approach and be joyful and figuring out your creative process and what you love most and then being able to do it over and over again, I would really love for you to sign up for Just Joy and come join me. We've just started at the end of last week. So far on the forum, you can find the introduction, which is a video but not an actual lesson, lesson 1 and live stream 1. And then this week we have lessons 2 and 3 and our second live stream. So there are videos Tuesday and Thursday night, and then the live stream is 2 o'clock on Friday. If you can't join a class, then you can find me here again on Friday at 10 a.m. UK time. I'm going to get that autofocus thing sorted out because it is way more sensitive than it used to be. So I don't want that causing a problem anymore. So that will get fixed by Friday, but I cannot control the construction workers. So We'll see if they are sanding away on Friday or if we're all quiet and I can think straight. Either way, I'll see you at 10 a.m. on Friday. But I would love to see you in class. You can find the link to Just Joy in the description box. And oh, thank you for those of you who are saying that you already enjoy it. Yay! Thanks. Right. I loved you being here. I hope you have a great week. See you soon.